That sentence appeared on the internet on January 4th, 2013. Not as an announcement, not as a confession, as a warning. The author wrote that they had used software to mask their identity, so that Cicada does not know who publishes this. They were afraid of the organization they had just described as a left-hand path, religion disguised as a progressive scientific organization. They promised evidence. They never delivered it. They were never identified. This warning was posted hours before the second Cicada 3301 puzzle began. Not after, not weeks later, hours before, as if someone knew exactly what was coming, as if someone needed the world to know before it started again. I want you to hold that in your mind, because everything I'm about to show you, every puzzle, every solver, every disappearance needs to be understood with that warning as the backdrop. Something was wrong with Cicada 3301. Something that only one person, in over a decade, ever tried to tell us. A black image appears on an anonymous message board. White text. 11 words. Most people scrolled past it. A few didn't. The ones who looked closer found something embedded inside the image itself, hidden in the file data, invisible to the naked eye. A Caesar cipher. Cracked, it revealed a URL. The URL led to another image. That image hid another message. That message led to a Reddit post, written in Mayan numerals. And that was just the first hour. Within days, the puzzle had expanded beyond any screen. A countdown timer appeared online. When it reached 0, 14 GPS coordinates were released simultaneously. 14 cities, across 5 continents, all at the same moment. Think about what that requires. Not a teenager in a basement, not a bored programmer. Someone or something had placed physical, printed posters on lampposts and telephone poles in 14 cities across the world before the puzzle even started. Coordinated, funded, prepared. The poster showed a symbol, a cicada, an insect known for one specific behavior. It disappears underground for years, sometimes 13 years, sometimes 17, both prime numbers, and then it emerges, all at once. Thousands of people were now hunting this thing. Cryptographers, security researchers, mathematicians, amateur code breakers from 40 countries, all working simultaneously, all trying to reach the same destination. Best for what? That question, that single question, is what this entire investigation is about. His name is Marcus Warner. He is 15 years old. He is homeschooled by devout Catholic parents who monitor everything he does online. He has almost no friends outside of church and the Boy Scouts. He has a lot of free time, and tonight he is bored. When he sees the image on 4chan, he almost ignores it. He nearly doesn't click. He clicks. Within days, he has barely slept. He is 15 years old. He builds a team on IRC, an internet relay chat channel. They call themselves Decipher. When the coordinates drop, Warner, with no car, no money, no way to travel, sends a relative on a retrieval mission to his nearest coordinate. Other teams hire couriers. He gets there anyway. On February 5th, 2012, exactly 1 month after it started, Cicada posted a cryptographically authenticated message. Marcus Warner was among those individuals. What happened next, he did not expect. The winners were invited into a private space, not a celebration, an interview. Approximately 20 people made it through. 20 out of thousands who attempted it across 40 countries. 20 people sat in a private chat room together and were told what Cicada 3301 actually was. A think tank, built from the best cryptographers the internet could find, recruited through a global puzzle that no intelligence agency has claimed. They were given a project. The project was called CAKES, Cicada Anonymous Key Escrow System. The concept was this: if a whistleblower possessed sensitive information powerful enough that someone might imprison them, or silence them, or kill them, CAKES would protect them. A digital dead man switch. If the whistleblower went offline, disappeared, was arrested, died, the information would release automatically, without warning, without mercy. Cicada was building the infrastructure that would protect the next Snowden at the exact moment Snowden happened. Whether that is coincidence, I will leave for you to decide. But here is where Marcus Warner's story takes a turn nobody talks about. One by one, the other members of his cell stopped showing up. The novelty had worn off. They had realized they were basically unpaid developers. The group dissolved. Warner kept working, alone, for months, until one morning he opened his computer and found the darknet site was gone. No warning, no explanation, no goodbye. He was 15 when he found it. He was 17 when it disappeared on him, and the organization he had spent 2 years building something for never told him why. Then there is Technology. He won't give his real name. He won't give his university. He won't give his hometown. When a journalist met him for pizza in 2015, and someone accidentally dropped a plate nearby. He whipped around in a panic. Sorry, I'm still a bit twitchy. This is a teenager who solved an internet puzzle. Not a war veteran, not an undercover operative. A teenager who solved a puzzle. And he was still twitchy years later. Why? What technology found inside was more than Marcus Warner described. Going deeper than the welcome message, past the initial tests, he found a community. 20 people, hidden on a Tor site, an ordinary message board except that nobody knew who anyone else was, or where they were from, or what their real names were. Infiltrated, his word, their word. Then technology said something that has almost never been examined properly. Condé Nast, publisher of Wired, The New Yorker, Vogue, Vanity Fair. Wired, the magazine that covers cryptography and internet mysteries more than any other mainstream publication. Technology wanted to publish a blog post about his experiences. He was told to wait, because Cicada had a contact at Wired, and they preferred he publish there. He never found out if the contact was real. He never published through Wired, and Wired's coverage of Cicada, 3301, for what it's worth, has always been thorough. I'm not going to tell you what to make of that, but I'm not going to pretend it isn't worth noting. Then there is the Liber Primus, the sacred book, 75 pages, written entirely in a runic cipher called Gematria Primus, a system Cicada created specifically for this book, a language built to contain one message. 11 years, thousands of the most intelligent cryptographers on the internet. 17 pages. The decoded pages speak of knowledge, privacy, liberty, philosophy, or perhaps Tao instructions. The 58 pages that remain, encrypted, could contain direct statements of purpose, organizational structure, identity markers, or nothing at all. We don't know, because we can't read them. And the key, wherever it is, has not been found. I need to stop here and return to the warning. This was posted on January 4th, 2013, hours before the second puzzle launched. Now, do the math. If the warning was genuine, if this person had truly been a member for over a decade before, 2013, they joined Cicada around 2002 or 2003. The public puzzles didn't begin until 2012, which means, if this person is telling the truth, Cicada was operating privately for almost a decade before anyone knew it existed. Recruiting. Building. Working towards something. No YouTube video. No podcast. No investigation has properly sat with what that means. We were allowed to see Cicada in 2012. We were not there for the decade before. There are 4 dominant theories about what Cicada 3301 actually is. I'm going to present each one honestly, with its evidence, with its contradictions. You decide. Theory 1. Intelligence recruitment. The skills required to solve the Cicada puzzles are almost identical to the skills prized by cryptographic intelligence agencies. Steganography, cipher analysis, OPSEC, Tor, PGP. In 2013, the same year as Cicada's second cycle, GCHQ publicly ran an online cryptographic puzzle to recruit codebreakers. Same methods, same target demographic. GCHQ confirmed theirs openly. Supporting evidence. Now the contradiction. No confirmed case exists of a Cicada 3301 solver being subsequently hired by any government agency, despite extensive investigation. If this was government recruitment, where are the recruits? Theory 2. Independent Cryptographic Collective. Cicada's own authenticated statements say it was started by a group of friends, expanded to like-minded individuals from across the globe, no ties to any government, focused on building privacy infrastructure for the digital age. Supporting evidence, the Tor site was informal, spelling errors, grammar inconsistencies, contradiction. Informal Tor sites don't coordinate, simultaneous physical drops in 14 cities across 5 continents. Theory 3. Digital Age Secret Society. The Liber Primus contains references to Gnostic philosophy. Occult writers like Aleister Crowley and Helena Blavatsky, William Blake. The philosophy of individual sovereignty and hidden knowledge. The cicada symbol itself, emergence after years underground, reads as metaphor. The warning called it a left-hand path religion. Supporting evidence, the structure, the initiation, the secrecy, the esoteric texts, contradiction. Secret societies rarely build dead man switches for whistleblowers. Theory 4. It collapsed on itself. An organization of radical privacy advocates, building tools to protect whistleblowers in the year the NSA's mass surveillance was exposed to the world. The paranoia would have been absolute. Every member suspicious of every other member. Every project potentially compromised. Maybe it didn't disappear because it was dangerous. Maybe it disappeared because it was destroyed. From the inside, by the very paranoia it was built to combat. The second puzzle ended in 2013. Winners were recruited, and then something different happened. The 2012 winners eventually talked. Marcus Warner gave interviews. Technology gave interviews. They described what they found. The 2013 winners, of all individuals recruited through the 2013 puzzle, not one has ever given a public account, not one interview, not one post, not one explanation, zero, total silence, from every single person who made it through the second cycle. Why would every 2012 winner eventually speak and every 2013 winner stay permanently silent? What did they find in 2013 that the 2012 group didn't? We don't know. We may never know. In June 2024, something unexpected happened. A ransomware group appeared on an underground dark web forum using the name Cicada 3301. Between June and October 2024, the group published stolen data from approximately 30 companies. 24 of those victims were based in the United States and United Kingdom. This is a separate criminal organization. This is not the original Cicada 3301. That distinction must be made clearly. But here is what matters. In 2015, hackers used the Cicada name to claim an attack. Original Cicada's response, immediate. Authenticated denial. Public statement. In 2024, a ransomware group adopted the Cicada name. Attacked 30 companies. Original Cicada's response, nothing. Either the original Cicada 3301 no longer exists, or it exists and has reasons for staying silent that we don't understand. 75 pages, 17 decoded, 58 encrypted, locked for over a decade. The remaining 58 pages could contain the identity of the founders, the organizational structure, the purpose, the answer to every question in this investigation, or they could contain nothing that resolves anything. We don't know. Marcus Warner went to Virginia Tech. When asked about Cicada now, he says, their work speaks for itself. Technology is still twitchy. Nox Populi still runs the Discord. The community still exists, still searching, still finding nothing, still unable to stop. Closing. 14 years later, we still don't know who created Cicada 3301. But perhaps the more disturbing question is this. What if the puzzle was never the real mystery? If you have information relevant to this investigation, the Bureau is listening.